Okay, on this episode, I'm going to talk to you about the game within the game, right? It is sports season. Where are your manners? And of course, my message for Devyn. So stay tuned. Here we go.
Welcome to the $1 Million Equation Podcast, a podcast about the easiest, fastest way to build $1 million business based on the best-selling book, The $1 Million Equation. If you love business, each episode reveals all of the core fundamental essentials for growth. Now, here's your host, Richelle Shaw.
All right, hey, so I happen to be recording this on the week right after Super Bowl. So it was pretty big, huh? It's pretty big. Say what you want about the halftime show. It is what it is, right? It was definitely due, and they were in LA. Like, how could you not have Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg? And that is the culture. LA is a different kind of spot, right? Kind of like New York. Like, it is just a different kind of spot. And if you don't know, ooh, now you know, now you get it. Now you understand what's going on. But the game within the game, what I always look at, right, is the weeks before, the 2 weeks in between the last game and the big game, right? There's so many predictors. There's so many people on the sidelines saying what's probably going to happen. Yeah? So I think many of you know that I was based in Las Vegas for almost 30 years. Right? And that's hard to say out loud. It's like all of a sudden, oh my God, you're gonna know how old I am. And then I go, okay, well, they can look at me and tell how old I am because there's gray in my hair and right. Speaking of the Super Bowl and the halftime show, I should be singing Mary J. Blige's song this morning, right? Good morning, gorgeous. Like if you are a woman, how could you not play that every morning? Good morning, gorgeous. Right? So that you're constantly telling yourself, yeah, okay, maybe that's my message for Devyn today. But what I always crack up about is there's so much hoopla that goes on, right? So the analytics are boiled down, the all the predictions, who's hurt, right? There's a scouting report, there's quarterback doesn't like to go to his left, and every time he goes to the left, he doesn't make something happen. Really? So you don't think that he works on that for the 2 weeks in between it? Hello? Like, he don't know that he can't go to his left, right? He gets better. Yeah, it's like, I'm always like just kind of giggling about it, right? And so for many years while I was in Las Vegas, how did I even get there? Is my mother loved to gamble. So at 15, 16, we used to go with her, and well, even younger than that, gosh. And she would drop us off at Circus, and we would, win toys and whatever. But as soon as I got to an age that I looked old enough to gamble, she showed me how to play video poker. My mother and my Aunt Dory, the same one that I talked about a few episodes back, that told me that I would, that I told her I wanted to build $1 million business, right? My favorite. So my mother and Aunt Dory were like Lucy and Ethel. Like, they got into the damnedest shit all the time. Like, they were, oh my gosh, like, what are y'all doing? They were constantly, they both loved to gamble. So they would take secret trips to Vegas. They had a poker night at my Aunt Dory's house every Friday night. And so I was there for a lot of those because I was the baby. I was the last one. And so I learned to gamble very, very early. And because I am a huge sports fan, then I learned to gamble on sports very, very early. And there was a time before I got to the telephone company when that was my job. Gambling was my job. Like, people would give me money to gamble for them because I was that good at it. But what I was good at is noticing trends, right? I would notice trends. Even I wasn't counting cards. I wasn't counting cards because I couldn't think that fast. So I hated like blackjack, even though I went to calculus. Okay, I even passed the calculus AP exam so that when I went to college, I tested out of math and never had to take math again. Loved trigonometry, loved to lay it all out because it made the paper pretty. Look, I had already accepted the fact that I'm just different, right? But I love Vegas. And so while I was betting on sports, I looked at things that other people don't look at. Like they're looking at his arm strength and all things because most predictions are done by males, right? And they look at what makes him stronger, what makes him faster, what makes him better. I'm looking at what's going on in his head. You know what I mean? I'm like, didn't he just break up with that girl? Mm-hmm. Okay. Don't bet on him this week. He's going to be a mess. And I'm like, oh, no, Richelle, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So for the last 12 years since I gave up betting, so I gave up sports betting when I bought the telephone company, as well as all betting, because I was like, woo, it is not a good idea to have $1 million in the bank and me gambling because I'm a risk taker, and entrepreneurship was enough of a gamble for me that I was like, yeah, no, this could be all wrong. And so I gave up gambling, but it doesn't mean I stopped watching sports. It doesn't mean that I stopped predicting what was going to happen and watching energy. And so I've predicted the Super Bowl winner for years. I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Or here's the bet that you should take, right? If it's take the points, not the take the points, all of that. Okay. So I say that all to say that lots and lots of times there's always a shocker. They say, never before has this happened. We can't predict this. Who knew this was going to happen? And so my lesson to you is that is just life. Life in your entrepreneurial life is exactly what the commentators are talking about. Never before could it happen, right? Russell Wilson used to always say, why not me? He even has a foundation, I think it's even called Why Not Me, right? So why not you? So I always felt that way too. Well, why not me? What is this? And so it's never the prediction. It's always, that's why they play the game, right? So the whole thing on any given Sunday, where that came from, where that saying came from, is because on any given Sunday, anybody can win. These are professionals. On any given Sunday, somebody could have a breakout game. On any given Sunday, those great players will be great. You can try to shut them down as much as you want, and they may not ever be really strong going to the left, but damn it, on any given Sunday, they can break out of that. And so my lessons to you is that on any given Sunday, that's you. You never know how close you are to that business breakthrough. You never know. But here's what we do know. If you quit, then you never get there. Yeah. If you quit, then you absolutely never get there. So what is that factor that changes and what sparks the any given Sunday? What is that factor that comes up that nobody can predict? It's the heart of the player. Have they been listening to how great they are? Or have they just been trying to perfect how great they are? That's what implementation is, right? It's, have you been listening to, this should get you 50 times the results that anything else that you do, and it doesn't work for you. And it doesn't work. It's because that's not what we should be listening to. We should be listening to what are the predictions and who am I? And have I been putting in the work every day? Because eventually it turns the corner. So one of the things that uh, my trainer says all the time, right, is especially like if I'm really busy or I've got a super busy week and I can't do. Normally, we always do 7 exercises, 3 rounds, right, and it gets progressively harder. And so this week I was like, I'm slammed. So can I do today? Can I just do 2 rounds? She's like, absolutely. Right. And so I'm all nervous thinking that she's going to feel bad. Right. And she's like, Richelle, one of the things I want to tell you is that your body doesn't know whether you did 30 reps or whether you did 22 reps. Right. It just keeps on the path to building the muscle. And so it's only bad when you quit. And it's like, that's it. It's only bad when you quit. Right? Nothing is wasted, is one of the things my pastor always says. Nothing is wasted. Like everything that happens in your life happens for a reason. It's all put together. And will all be put together. Nothing is wasted. So that all of those reps that they do late at night, all of those reps that they do early in the morning, preparing for the Super Bowl, preparing for the big game, excuse me. Nothing is wasted. So you never know when that breakout is coming. And you don't know who the star is going to be. You don't know who's going to be going to Disneyland. You don't know. And so those are the things that I always love about the game, is to see who it is that's going to break through. And so that's my thing to you. Why not you? As Russell Wilson says. And why not you make this the time that you go that extra? Because nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. So I was a great friend of mine, Suzanne. So Suzanne, we met in elementary school, I think 5th grade. We ended up going to middle school together, and then we went to high school together. Suzanne is she's so beautiful, right? She was just stunningly beautiful then, just an amazing person. And she went on to be a teacher, and she did it late in life. Like she was into real estate and she was all into the money. And then she just said, no, I don't want to do this. Like I love cooking. So she ended up going to culinary school and coming out, and she started a catering business. And she's like, I don't know if this is for me either. So then she switched, and now she's teaching high school students culinary, right? I'm so proud of her. Loves it. Yeah. And so she calls me up and she goes, hey, do you want to come speak to my high school students? I'm like, hey, are you sure? Like, that I have no filter in what I say. And she's like, no. So Suzanne and I were cheerleaders together. And she's like, but I want you to meet my class. Like, she goes, I get such a kick out of like the jocks that are in there and the cheerleaders and all the others. Like, you got to come see it. Right. And so I'm like, all right, I'll come speak. It was Halloween. So Dev was off of school because in Nevada, Halloween is also Nevada Day. So we went, she dressed up, she was super cute. And so we get to the high school and I'm speaking. And one of the guys I'm asking, what do they want to do with their life? What is it? And so he's like, I'll be a professional football player. Really? Okay. Do you play now? He's like, yeah. I go, okay. I said, so tell me this, Suzanne, or Miss Strucker, told me that you get to class a little late. So do you get to school a little late? He's like, yeah, sometimes. I was like, wow, okay. So what time do you wake up? It's like 7:15. Class doesn't start till 8. So sometimes 7:30. I'm like, wow, okay. What time do you go to bed? He's like, I don't know, 11:30. Okay. He said, I got some good news and some bad news. He's like, so which one you want first? Oh, I want the good news. I said, the good news is that you have an amazing dream and I think you can do it if you want to. He's like, well, what's the bad news? Because I already knew that. I said, the bad news is you'll never make it. He said, what? I said, you're never going to make it. So one of the reasons why I'm such a huge sports fan is because I kind of had an addiction, right? So I only dated athletes for first, I don't know, 20 years of my life. Only dated athletes. One of my former played professional basketball. One played professional football. Another one is a college coach. Been around athletes. My brother, he got drafted by Miami. Had the tryout, was down to the 52nd, right? Person, and they cut him right before the beginning of the season. He played up in Canada, played Canadian. I know what a professional athlete looks like. I know their habits. I know what they do. So I said, you're not gonna make it. He's like, why? Why? You don't know me. I said, actually, I know a lot about you based on the fact that you are late to class. And the second thing, based on what time you go to bed, what time you get up. Because those dudes that I know who made it, and also, at UCLA, I dated, right? And they were up every morning at 5. They did a workout before the day. They did a workout before the workout that they were required to do by the team. Those that made it, those that went on to play professionally. They also didn't have a girlfriend. They had girls who liked them and they had girls around them, but they didn't have, they wasn't hugged up. No. One of them wouldn't even tell the world that we were dating. Yeah. Because they was on one plan, right? Nothing is wasted. And so that when you get in competition with these who are super focused, that's been doing it since they were 12, right? That's been playing since they were 12, that's been working out every day, and you are not a natural specimen of an athlete, you're gonna get run the go. And so Suzanne goes, oh my God, Richelle. So the kid was all upset and, hey, if you ask me to tell the truth, tell the truth. But it's an important lesson to know, right? What it really takes to build $1 million business. And we'll get into your lesson for this week. But the reason why they play the game is because nobody really knows. There can be predictions, there can be estimates, there can be guesstimates, there's always so much that's in the air. That's why they play those 60 minutes. And so I'm here to say to you, I don't care what they've said about you. I don't care how they've prepared. I don't care what they do. If you want it, I got you. Let's go get it. Huh? Let's go get it. Let's go get it. All right. Let's go get it. All right. I'll see you here in a second.
Thank you so much for listening to my passion project and the $1 Million Equation podcast. Love what you're hearing? If you like it, I love it. So click the subscribe button to get each week your new favorite episode.
Hey, we are back. And now it's time for your $1 Million Equation lesson for the week. Let's talk about properly thanking your customers. So you remember in the teaser, I asked you, do you have manners? And also here's one of the things that could absolutely change the way and the trajectory of your business. Right? A couple of weeks ago, we talked about retention and how do you keep clients? Well, one way is by telling them thank you. Right? How do you do that? And are you purposefully saying thank you? How are you saying thank you? How are you letting your clients know that you are super grateful for them? Right? So I always tell a story and story in the book in the $1 Million Equation when I talk about properly thanking is my real estate agent. Okay, so I met this woman who was full-time agent. Okay, and one of my sales persons from the telephone company was a part-time agent. So my part-time agent was my friend, right? And because she's a part-time agent, she does it kind of when she wants to, right? She's got telephone company money, so she's getting a steady paycheck. So sometimes real estate goes to the back burner. So when I bought my very first house, I used my part-time agent, right? My friend, who was at the telephone company with me. So I get her to put in the offer, help me put in the offer, go out and look with me, and do it. So I go to move in to my brand new first house, and my friend, my employee, and my realtor gave me a washer and dryer as a gift. Yeah. She got a huge commission, and she was like, "Here, this is how I want to say thank you." Right? Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, okay, all right. Before you say something, they're not supposed to go over $50. Okay. All right. Okay. Not supposed to go over $50. So I'm not going to tell you her last name. But what she knew was that I was interested in buying lots of real estate. And I was fascinated with real estate. I watched House Hunters every single night. I used to watch Flip This House. I used to watch Fix My House, Sell This House, everything, Flip and Flop, with Torek and everybody. Like, I was obsessed, right? And you guys know I love TV. So like I would watch sports, and then I would watch HGTV. So she would go, "Hey, Richelle, when you're ready, let me know." Well, I decided that I wanted a full-time realtor after that. So when I bought my palatial estate on a half acre, with pool, with the backyard, uh, kitchen, overlooking all of Las Vegas, my realtor gave me a bottle of noodles that were different colors as a decoration that she bought at Sam's Club. And she paid $12.99. What's the incentive for me to use her again? I'm not saying that I want you to get in trouble, but is that the best $50? Like, here you made probably one of the biggest commissions she had ever made. And this is what you knock it off. Like, she was just like, "Oh, okay, let me just get her something really quick." "Oh, okay." Like, she came to my house morning with this bullshit, right? It was like, well, okay, don't do that. Yes? Don't do that. When you are properly thanking your clients, yes, even if you're limited, you can create some really awesome things to make people think that you thought of it. Like, there's nothing worse than a gift card. I don't care. Like, I get lots of gift cards. You know what? They sit in there because I can't remember to take them. And it's like, oh my God, I got to scratch off the back. Like, how much is on here? Like, really? It's just, so gift cards is not my thing, right? My kid, so, I'm constantly playing with my hair. So my kid, things were tight one time. I was waiting for a client to pay me. That was just a thing, right? Especially when she was little, because I wanted to be at home. So I did these deals so that I could stay home with her. And she would get gift cards all the time. So when things got tight, she would go pull these out. Mommy, we can have pizza. Mommy, we can let's go to Target. Mommy, let's go. Like, oh, because I never thought to use them, right? So properly thanking your customers changes everything in your business, right? It lets them know that they are wanted. It lets them know that you're grateful, that you really want to serve them, and that you are honoring their commitment to you and their investment in you. You need to properly thank them. So one of the things that we did with one of my clients who does the customized backyard courts, right? He makes a customized basketball court in your backyard. So I said, this is what you do when you are in their sales presentation. Listen to the things that they like. Listen to their favorite places, their favorite sports teams. Look around their house, because you are in their house, right? You are in their backyard. See what it is. And as soon as you leave there, jump on Amazon, find them something, and deliver it to their house. So we've sent custom bats, we've sent balls, we've sent sporting gear. You know, if you like the UNLV Rebels, we would go and get UNLV jerseys. We would send sports tickets to you. If you say that you like donuts, we would make sure that we showed up with donuts the next time. Like, just listening, right? And properly thanking them. It changes the game. It really helps them stay, right? If in fact you are going to make a mistake, which everybody makes a mistake on their job, correct? Everybody makes a mistake on their job. Like oversight, oops, I forgot to write that down, whatever. Your clients have a better tendency to listen to you if you've properly thanked them, if you've genuinely showed that you care. But most entrepreneurs, to be perfectly honest with you, especially in the 6 to 7 figure, in that area, they don't have enough staff to truly customer service. So once they get a customer, they kind of let them go and they're off to getting the next customer without properly thanking their existing customers. So don't let that be you, right? Remember, we were just talking about why not you? Okay, this time, don't let it be you. Don't let it be you, right? Don't let it be you. So you want to definitely make sure that you are properly thanking them. So this week's assignment, here we go. This week's assignment for you to do is, I would love for you to get a list of all of your clients, right? See how much they've spent and how long, like where is it an approximate amount? And then, so if it's just like one thing, so, $500,000 house, right? California, that's nothing, but in other parts of the country, that was a lot. It was a lot of money back in the day when I did it. So you go, okay, what's 10%? Ooh, 50,000, right? I wouldn't do it in a house, but you definitely want to take a percentage of how much they're going to spend, significant percentage, and look at what kind of gift can I give them? Is it a 1%? Okay, at $500,000, that makes a difference. At $10, are you going to give them a penny? No. So think about what kind of gifting that you can give them. Here's what really changes the game if you want to change the game for your business. Yes. And that is that you not only give them a gift in the beginning, but you give them a gift at their anniversary. So if they've been with you for a year, if they've been coming into your store for a year, been using your hair products for a year, have been investing in you, and they are a great customer, look at the first time that they did business with you, and then say happy anniversary. They will be so shocked. Send it to them. They're super excited. You also want to do it in other times of the year. Like you don't want to just show up at Christmas, right? Because that's when everybody does it. So I like to do Thanksgiving, because it kind of shows up out of the blue and they're like, oh my gosh. And it's a time when they've been around family and stuff. And so they can't wait to go, you know what? I got a really great thankful gift. Like they said that they are thankful for me, from my dentist, from my auto repair, from whatever service-based business, right? Or even from the retail store. Hey, you know what? I got a happy Thanksgiving this week from them. So you definitely want to think through that. And then another time to send it is at renewal, right? When they buy from you again, you can give them a really great gift. Lots of people like to give discounts. That works, right? But a discount is kind of like a gift card, right? We're going to do that anyway. So make it meaningful, thoughtful, something that you know about them. Of course, we like to do birthdays, their own anniversaries, any other thing that's going on in their lives are amazing too. So making sure that you are properly thanking. Even a simple thank you note, right? Like when's the last time you wrote a thank you note? Not a thank you email, thank you note, handwritten from you. I got one last week from another business consultant that we've worked together on different projects. And so it was just like, hey, Richelle, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And it's on my counter. I told everybody about it. Even so my guy came in and was like, who is this talking about? Hey, babe. Oops. But it still is, right? A nice thank you note. So you definitely want to make sure that you are doing those too. All right. Hey, hold on just a second and we'll be right back for my message to Devyn this week. All right.
Hey, you. We are so grateful that you are part of MDE Nation. Are you enjoying this episode? Let me know what you think, especially if you have a question. I would love to answer it personally. You can go to richelleshaw.com/podcast to get more information about each episode or to be reminded of the MDE weekly assignment and so much more. Go to richelleshaw.com/podcast.
Hey. So, it's the Richelle crying time. So I'm not going to cry this week. But today's message for Devyn, you are my sunshine. You know I love you. You are my forever Valentine, by the way. And no matter what, you are the best thing that happened to me in my whole life. When I didn't think that I could love any person more than I love my business, you changed that for me. And so if you've never heard me say that, I think you have. But if you've never heard me say that, I'm saying it publicly to the world so that they know that too. But here's my message for you today, is that no matter what anyone says, remember we were talking about predicting. If you listen to the beginning of this podcast, I was talking about the predictability of the Super Bowl and all these people, all these pundits predicting what's going to happen, creating scare tactics, creating whatever, right? But not really knowing, not being able to judge some of the things, and that's in your heart. Well, my message to you, my darling Devyn, today is that you get to create what you want for your life. You get to create it, right? And you are who you create, not what other people say you are. Yes. So, Miss Devyn, that I listen to Joel Osteen, and one of the things that he always says is it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. Ooh. It's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. It's how our ancestors were able to deal with bigotry, with racism, with people calling us horrible, horrible names, saying that we aren't the brilliant, amazing people that we are. We are descendants of kings and queens. That's who we are. That's who we are as African Americans. We are descendants. Our history started way before slavery, started way before what they want to put in textbooks. And so, as a history major, your mama is, I got to learn so many amazing things that I didn't know growing up because I was in a school that didn't teach it to you. So I have set out on this journey also to teach the world all of the things that I got to know and to make sure that it is out there. Yes, but you get to create the life you want, and you can't make people do right by you. But what you can do is you can limit their access to you and how long they get to do wrong by you. Yes. And so my message to you, my beautiful, amazing, smart, badass, kick-ass, second baddest chick on the planet, is that this world is your oyster. You can do whatever the hell you want to. You don't have to ever, you are in no one's shadow. You are certainly not in my shadow. You are an amazing individual soul that I know is going to change the world, because you change so many of the people that are just around you, and understand that's why that they are attracted to you. That's why you, in your infectiousness, yes, that you get in and under people's spirits and who they are, because you question things that aren't right, but you also lovingly and caringly share things that are. So when you are thinking about what you can be, I want you to remember Russell Westbrook and the why not me? Why not me? And it doesn't matter what anybody, what they, I don't know who they is anyway. So we don't listen to what they say. We listen to what's inside of you, what the Bible says that you are and who you are. Said I wasn't going to cry. So I'm going to fight this one off today. But you are an amazing, amazing spirit. You can be anything that you want to be, you know? And people tell you that you can't. They was like, what makes you think? What makes you think? What makes you think? That's what the bank told me when I went and asked for money to buy the telephone company. I said, we don't think that you can compete with AT&T. Please. $100 million later. What you say? How that work? How that works? Yes. They said, what? They don't allow folks that are on your size to be on TV. Well, how in the world am I the money honey? How am I the Las Vegas money honey? How have I done over 50, 60, 70 segments teaching money things? How does that happen? Ooh, because they never predicted, right? All they know is when Dr. Phil says the best predictor of past behavior is future behavior, but you can change at any moment and create the life of your dreams. I love you for free, my sweet, as well as you guys watching. I love y'all for free. If in fact this is giving you life, if it is helping you even a little bit, can you let me know? And I'll keep doing it, because you know what, whether you say yes or no, I'm going to keep doing it, because I know that it helped me tremendously as I was battling everything that I had to battle. So I love y'all for free. I will see you soon. I'll see you next week. Do your homework. Get the list, properly thank people, and let's get after it. All right. Mwah. See you later.